Hey guys, MD Prepper here, doing a very quick initial review of a little impulse buy I just picked up the other day. This is a Bulgarian Makarov that I found in fantastic shape for a very reasonable price in the used section at my local gun store. I've been looking at these for a lot of years. I've got a few other pistols that chamber the Makarov round, but never actually picked up a Bulgarian Mac. Just because I never found one in decent enough shape that I wanted to spend the money on. Then you say that's crazy because they're cheap. Very inexpensive firearms. $250 or so, maybe a little more depending on condition, but almost all these guns have some decent wear and tear on the outside, primarily cosmetic, but they just seemed a little rough for what I wanted. Found this one, actually saw another guy eyeballing it, looking at it while I was talking to my buddies at the gun range / gun store the other day, and basically his family came out from the car and came in and said, "We've been waiting too long, let's go." And so he put the pistol down and said, "Well, I'll come back later and look at it." I picked it up and couldn't put it down. So I got this for a very good price. This has just been turned in recently and sold. I don't know why people turn in and sell pistols. I'll never understand that. I don't have a single pistol I want to get rid of. But anyway, got this for a great price overall, and the finish is fantastic. Like I said before, you can usually find these for $250 or so these days when you can find them. They don't seem to be importing them in the numbers they used to, so I tend to find these in the used rack and whatnot of gun stores and all, or at your surplus dealers and such. So this one is in excellent shape overall. I'll show you in a second. Let me safety check it first. There you go. Nothing in the chamber. Nothing in this mag. It's got a decocker on. I'll show you in a second. But overall, the finish on this is outstanding. The most wear and tear on it is right there. If you can see that right there, there's a very, very tiny amount of muzzle wear there, or slide wear from the slide, and just a very, very little bit right there. Otherwise, this thing appears pristine across the board. So, very good looking pistol. I can probably touch that little bit up there, and that very, very little bit there. And even the camera makes it look worse than it is. It's very minor wear overall. But anyway, like I said, this is a Makarov round. This is a Makarov. Decent little round for concealed carry. Probably not the best in the modern world with all the little options we've got now with smaller 9mm and 380s out on the market. But for a long time, this was a very good option for a carry pistol for folks who just couldn't afford a whole lot. I think it still is, honestly. Not the best overall. It's a big, bulky gun. Frankly, it's heavy, but it's in a more of a compact size overall, I'd say. It's not a full-size pistol by any means. Fits very well in the hand. Fires exceptionally well. I'll show you that after a while. And from what I can tell, it seems incredibly reliable with even some of the cheapest ammo that I could fire through it. There's some decent defensive loads out there these days. So this is not a bad choice. There's not a lot of options and upgrades for this thing, but oh well. And I'll talk about those in future videos. Like I said, I'll be doing another series at some point. Magazines are 8+1, so 9 rounds, so that's plenty for defensive purposes. Here's a loaded mag with Hornady XDP ammo. We'll talk about it in a second. This thing is carried with double action with hammer down. It has a decocker here. Let me cock it here for you. There's your decocker right up there. You push it up to decock, and this is the way you want to carry it. Do not carry it with the cocker down, because if you drop this thing, you can have an accidental discharge, okay? Not worth it. Absolutely not. I've seen a similar pistol like this discharge when dropped once, so not worth it. I don't care how good you think you are, you may just drop the thing. Mechanics on this, the slide release and everything else, are actually quite good. It's well located right there. You can hit that very easily to deploy it, get it in single action. And overall, the double action triggers is tough. You know, it's a surplus pistol. It's not unmanageable, it's not unreasonable, but it's not great. What I might want to get in the habit of is flicking this thing off, and if possible, cocking it to single action, because a single action on this thing is beautiful. Excellent little single action trigger pull on this thing overall. Breaks down similar to a Walther. I will not go into that in this video. Other than that, one hit against it for concealed carry reloads is that, and reloading in a combat situation, this has the European style bottom mag release on it, so it takes 2 hands to take the mag out. That's going to slow you down reloading. But again, for a concealed carry or nightstand or glove box gun, you're probably not going to need to reload. So this is still a very viable option overall. Ammo's still quite cheap. especially if you order online and in bulk. Basically, you can find Silver Bear here or the Brown Bear. I have a little bit of the Brown Bear lacquer coated that I'm trying to shoot through. These will run you about $12 a box or so, maybe a little bit cheaper if you shop around and buy in bulk. You can get these in, was it 94 grain? 94 grain full metal jacket rounds, or you can even get hollow points in this if you want to practice with the hollow points. What I really would recommend though, because I have seen this round in actual action, is this Hornady ammunition. It's the XTP round. It's 95 grain XTP. This is a darn good round for a Makarov. This is the best defensive ammo I've seen. Buffalo War makes some stuff. This is, they say, is plus P and everything else. Statistically, it seems to be the same as this. I don't know why I'd spend so much more. And having personally seen that Hornady in action, 25 round box runs you about 15 bucks, maybe 16 bucks or so. So not unaffordable or reasonably, priced for shooting and practicing with, which I did a little bit today. The price on this thing, like I said, was $250 or so, but overall I got a steal on this thing. Came with the holster, which again has the big flap on it, like your standard kind of German style and Eastern style holsters. All leather construction, sturdy and all, but I'll buy something else. I'll probably never carry this, but fits in here. Has an extra magazine here with it, and you got your cleaning rod attachment here on the back, which is kind of interesting to have your cleaning rod. I have not actually used that cleaning rod yet. Snaps on, closed, just like all your standard old world style holsters. Nothing special there, but decently constructed. But I'll buy something more modern. I'm certainly not be carrying this. Probably won't be carrying the Makarov, but yeah, good to store away. Good thing about this setup and the price here, came with the pistol in excellent shape, the holster, and 3 magazines. The one in the gun, this one loaded, and this one right here, for $210. For 210 bucks, I thought this was an absolute steal, especially based on the condition of this. The barrel is pristine. The feed ramp looks great. This thing doesn't look like it's been fired hardly at all. Even the magazines, just looking at wear on them, they've not been in and out of any guns very often, even the one that's marked for this. So I don't know if somebody got this as a gift or, it was inherited from somebody. I have no idea what happened, but this is a great looking little Makarov. Absolutely the best looking Bulgarian Makarov I've ever found, and the price was the best I've ever seen. So I had to pick it up, especially with the 3 magazines, the holster, and the cleaning rod. I already had ammo for it, but ordered some more. Accuracy wise, let me show you what I got here. At about 6 or 7 yards, I fired a full magazine of the better Hornady stuff just to see if it would feed reliably. It did. And fired the rest being this Silver Bear stuff, 50 rounds of that. And this is what we got from, like I say, 6 or 7 yards away. There you go, boys and girls. That ain't bad. I had one flyer down here at the bottom. That was me jerking. That was not the gun. One problem I had shooting at this dark target was the dark sights. I had dark rear sights, black rear sights, blued, and the front rear sight was blued. So against a dark black target, that was a bit of a problem, frankly, but obviously I did okay. I might add a little bit of, I don't know, paint or something to freshen up that front sight so I can see it, but probably won't. I'll keep it in the same configuration, I think, just for fun. Now, I fired another 50 rounds of the Brown Bear, the lacquer-coated junk that I'm trying to get rid of. I've had for a very long time and just haven't shot through. Some of this is fast fire, some of it is not, but overall the grouping was not nearly as good overall, even with the slow fire. Some of these flyers on the bottom were slow fire as well. Not bad, though. Definitely decent for defensive purposes on this little 12 by 18 target. This will get the job done, even with that Brown Bear junk. The Makarov ammo, for the Hornady, was a much tighter group. Couldn't see that. It was the first few rounds I fired, but it was all in about there, give or take. So very reasonably accurate firearm. No failures to feed. I fired 108 rounds today, 109 rounds. No failures to feed, no problems with extracting, etc. Again, a very durable tank-built type firearm. If you're used to carrying your AK around and want a sidearm that's appropriate for it, it would actually be the Makarov. The Makarov round is not quite what a 9mm is. 9mm are 9 by 19, at least the American 9s. The Soviet version was a 9 by 18, so it could not be used in the American firearms if they ever got captured. So right here we have an FMJ 9mm. Over here we have one of the Hornadys. So a little bit different. Obviously they're both 9mm, but the loads on this, the grain of the bullet's a lot less. This is just a basic 115 grain. This is about a 93, 95 grain bullet. So it's more on par with a 380 overall. And you say, why would I want a 380 in a gun this big? Well, what if you're recoil sensitive? you've got a female who can't handle this little small little pocket 9 or 380, it's just too much. She needs a sidearm, and you want something more than a 38 special revolver as far as ammo capacity and all that. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. Just thought I'd do an initial review on this. I'll be talking about this more in the future, but why not? MD Prepper, out.